Hello? Terrible way to start. Sounding like E.T. Hello? Good morning. Monday morning. Bright and early is what I would normally say. I'm running a bit late, so not that bright, not that early. Wowza. What a weekend. Bananas, as I would normally say. It was ridiculous. Lots of fun. It was my birthday yesterday, so I had an awesome day, surrounded myself with people that I adore and who adore me as well. It's always nice on birthdays to be reminded that you're awesome. And I was overwhelmed by how many amazing people like you who emailed me and texted me and messaged me and all the rest of it. Just that kick that I needed to remind myself that I'm a good person and it's going okay. I guess it's a really depressing start to the day, isn't it? We had some drama at our house overnight. Our next door neighbour's house, the police are calling a home invasion, which is pretty freaking scary when you live in a very leafy, very suburban suburb like myself. And it has really rocked me. I've slept for this much overnight and not sure I'm going to be able to sleep ever again. So looking amazing. So today I'm going to be talking to you about something practical. I thought I would go back to grassroots and talk through something practical, because if I get all mindset and motivation and emotional, I'll probably do another I'm crying Facebook Live, which is not good for my image, is it? Or for you, for that matter. Who cares about me? So what I wanted to talk to you about today is the know, like, trust model, which you've probably heard of this before. Hey Claire, thanks for joining. So know, like, trust is a really old school, very theory-based, boring, to be honest, marketing concept. But when you chunk it down and put it into layman's terms, or marketing for dummies, as I like to say, because we all need that 101 stuff, it really is just about how you get in front of your audience, how you engage your audience, and how you build enough trust so that they're comfortable and confident to buy from you, or to shop with you, or to employ you, whatever it might be, depending on what your business is. So know, like, trust should always be at the forefront of everything that you're doing in your marketing plans. It really is that 101 foundation that we should all have in the forefront of everything that we do. I will just warn you that there is police and media all over my street. And they have knocked on my door maybe 15 times this morning to get my statement, to take my details, to get photos of my kids, whatever it might be. So if there's a crazy random knock at the door, bear with me. I cracked it at them this morning. I yelled. So I'm really hoping that I'm not on the news later today as the crazy woman in my suburb who lost the plot with the media. So, know, like, trust. First things first, they have to know you. So they have to be aware of you. You need to get in their face, or you have to get their eyeballs on you. Both of which sound like really unattractive concepts, but nobody is going to shop from you and nobody is going to find you if they don't know that you exist. So there's obviously lots of different ways for you to get in front of their faces or in their environment. But to do all of that, you have to understand first who they are. Now, I harp on about understanding your ideal customer or your ideal client all the time because I'm back. Sorry, phone calls. It really is just that 101 base level. You've got to understand who your ideal customer, or you to be able to connect with them. If you don't understand where they are, or you don't understand who they are, it's really hard for you to be able to start solving their problems and to be able to help them. So getting first understanding who they are, falling madly, deeply, truly in love with your ideal customer or your ideal client is step one. So if you understand who they are, where they spend their time and all the rest of it, you can start to position yourself in those environments as well so that they start to know who you are. Know being the first step. So you want them to know about you. You need to start positioning your business or yourself, if you're a service provider like me, in their environment. Where are they spending their time? What are they doing when they're on social media? What pages are they visiting? What groups are they in? How can you start to pop up more and more often in their space. Now, I don't mean screaming and yelling in the background and being uber annoying. I mean getting into their environment in a authentic and a relevant way. And the relevant piece is really important because there is a hell of a lot of people out there screaming and shouting, kicking and screaming, jumping up and down like crazy people just to be noticed. And that is damn annoying. And nobody wants that, and nobody needs that in their life, and that is not going to help you grow your business. So popping up everywhere that your ideal client is or your ideal customer is step number one. So you want them to know about you, and that might be through Facebook ads, it might be through Google AdWords, it might be on social media. You start popping up, they start engaging, they start to know your brand or your business. It might be through collaborations, promotions, all of the above is how she starts to see you, assuming it's a her. So that's know. How does she know about you? The second part is how does she start to like you? And this one is oh so important, because there's no point you being that annoying person or that annoying business that pops up left, right and center and drives her bananas, because that's like she's just going to cut you off at the knees and never come back. Never want to buy from you, never want to engage with you, doesn't want to buy of you. So if she can start to like you and like what you're about, whether that be like your offer, like your product, like your personality, and in my instance, being a service provider, being a person, I need people to, I don't know if I need them to like me, but I need people to be open to my approach and to understand what I'm all about as a person so that they can start to feel confident and start to trust me as an expert in my field. So for them to like you, you need to be popping up in their environment, but you also need to have the right message and the right offer for them. And that's all about being relevant. And that for me comes back to understanding who they are. So if you've got a really good understanding of who your ideal client or customer is, you can start to overcome some of their problems for them. You can start to position yourself as the expert or the go-to, whatever you want to call yourself, and start to show and to demonstrate to her that, oh, Emily's pretty good at what she does. She knows how to X, Y, and Z. Or that product that Julie's selling would be great for my kids because, yes, I throw food on the floor as well. So you're starting to position yourself with the relevant message in a relevant environment with the right product or the right offer, and also at the right time. And I think this is critical. And there are so many tools out there to help us all now to understand what the right time for our ideal customer is. Facebook, Instagram, analytics, insights will all tell you what your peak times are. When is she sitting down on the couch ready to engage with the big wide world versus when does she have 25 children at her feet? Hopefully she's never got 25 children at her feet unless she works in childcare. But if you're in her face screaming a really irrelevant message at a really irrelevant time, she's not going to want to have a bar of you. So the timing is absolutely key. And that's why we should be all strategic in when we're putting our messages out there and when we're positioning ourselves as the expert in that place. So you've got her to know you. First step, no. You've got her to know you. You've started to pop up in those environments. You've got her to like you. You're relevant. You've got the right message and you're talking to her in the right time. And then you want her to trust you. And that's a kicker. Like, not only do I want people to like me, I need to position myself as an expert so that they trust that I know what I'm talking about. Bananas. Emma, timing is so important, isn't it? Yes, it is one of the most important elements because, can you hear me? And I'm back. It's not working today. It's just one of those days. Can someone just tell me, I know there's a handful of people, can you just tell me that you can still see me? Because my connection is telling me that it's not working, which is awesome. Yes. What is going on with the universe? Thanks, Emma. Made my day. Winning. So trust. So to build trust, you're positioning yourself as an expert. You want her to, a bit patchy. Okay, I'm just going to roll with it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can see you. Yay, Shay, thanks. So you want her to trust you, and that's all about adding value. So for my business, I try and pop up in the environments where there are lots of my ideal customers or clients, and that's small businesses. And I try and demonstrate my personality and the style of person that I am and my thinking and my approach so that you start to like me. And then the trust part comes in the value that I add or the content that I put out. Like this video, for example. I'm talking to you, not at you, I hope. And I'm showing you that I do kind of know what I'm talking about on some things, totally not on all things. So to add value that's relevant and important to her, you need to obviously understand what some of those pain points are and understand where she's at. So if you're selling kids products, what is it about her children or her environment at home that she needs help with? Is it stains all over her clothing, so she needs a bigger bib, so you have a bigger bib, here's the bigger bib? Is it that you're a service provider and she has no idea how to do her SEO, and voila, you're the expert in SEO and here's what you offer, so that she starts to understand that you're the bomb and that you are absolutely the go-to girl when it comes to big bibs or SEO, depending on where you sit on the spectrum. So you're starting to help her solve those problems. Got to understand them in the first step. Back in the know, you've got to understand what her problems are, what's going on for her, what her needs are, whether it be kids, business, whatever it might be. And then when you're starting to build that trust, you're starting to solve those problems for her. You're adding relevant content. You're helping her to solve her problems. Not lifelong problems, just in the moment problems with her SEO or with her kids' bibs, whatever it might be. Positioning yourself as the expert in that area. Now, the biggest piece of advice, I guess, I have in this space is the importance of consistency. It's really, really transparent and very obvious in the land of social media these days to see an inconsistent presence for any of us. If you pop in and you slam your social medias for a week with posts and then you disappear for 3 months, it's really inconsistent, and it instantly plants that seed of, not so serious about her business, not sure whether I like that, not sure whether I trust that, I'm going to keep looking. So being consistent, being able to speak would help as well. Being consistent is one of the biggest keys for me, for you as well. Regularly posting on your social media, regularly putting out value-added blogs, regularly showing up to help, regularly putting your hand up and saying, hey, I'm here, where are you at and what can I help with? So consistency is absolutely key. It's really hard to trust a business when they pop in and then they disappear for a few months and then they come back. We're trying to build confidence, and trying to build that trust in these ideal customers. So consistency is key. And then the second big key for me, that's weird because there's no big key, but anyway, the second piece of the puzzle is the content side of it. So being relevant and helping her with relevant content at a relevant time, absolute mandatory, goes without saying. You've got to be consistent and you've got to be making sure that you're delivering relevant content. Shay, too much product slamming is turning off too. Oh my God. Absolutely. Getting out there and just screaming about buy me, buy me, buy me is bananas. You really need to kind of go through, and I always talk about it as a dating process. I don't know what that says about my personality, but you don't meet someone on the street and they go and it's like, hi, buy from me. You meet them on the street, you introduce yourself, you have some small talk, you build rapport, you build that connection. Then you say, hey, did you know, now that we're pals, this is what I do. If you ever need any help, this is what I can offer. So you don't want to be, hi, nice to meet you, let's go to bed. It's that leap is too big. And that's what the product slamming is all about. If you're screaming at me through social media saying, buy me, buy me, buy me, and I don't even know who you are, it's a cold audience, never going to work. Hence why your conversions are always down, or it costs you so much to get those eyeballs on your business. You need that funnel. You need people to know you, to start to like you and to trust you, so that when they get to the trust part and then you offer them something, they're a warm lead. They're well down that conversion path, so that when you do offer them something, they're like, oh yeah, I know all about Emily. I know what she's all about. She's this, she's that. She's got a really great outlook. Doesn't take business too seriously and she's fun. and she's an expert. She knows her shit and she knows all these things. Boom, I'm going to buy. So that funnel and that know, like, and trust, I feel like I'm dancing now, know, like, and trust model is what's going to set your business up for success and what will absolutely start to build those foundational blocks for your business. Now, the $1 million question that I'm sure you're all asking is, how do I do that? How do I do that? So I could be here all day telling you how to do that, and it would be a really long Facebook Live. It'd be like a day-long webinar, and I should run some workshops on that. Good thinking. But that's where your marketing plan comes into place. How do you get in her environment? So firstly, how do you understand who she is, where she's at, what is going on for her? And then how do you start to answer or solve some of those problems for her? What are the right environments for you to be in? What are the right messages and the relevant offers or the relevant times for you to be in her environment? And then how do you start to demonstrate to her and position yourself as the expert? As I said at the start of this, I couldn't talk about the emotional today because I'm going to cry. So this is like foundational 101. And this is so important for all of us. And I preach this stuff all the time. But even talking through it today, I can already feel things pinging in my head because I haven't slept. Those little light bulb moments where you're like, oh yeah, I could be doing this better or I could be doing that better. So getting back to the basics and getting back to the very beginning is really, really helpful, regardless of where you're at in your business. So if you have a marketing plan that you feel is the bomb, absolutely shit hot, ticking along, awesome, there is always more that you could be doing. Disappointing as that may sound, you are never finished in the land of small business. So I would encourage you this week, and this is where the homework comes in, so pen and paper and write it down. I want you just to start on a blank piece of paper, having a think about what that journey looks like for your new customers or your new potential customers, let's call them. So the people that don't currently know you. Start at the very, very beginning. Who's your ideal customer and where can they start to know or learn about you? So what are some of those environments that you want to be in? What are some of the right moments or the right times for you to be in those places? Then move through to the like. So what are you doing to demonstrate your personality, your product, your messaging? And then through to the trust. So what value are you bringing to her life? How are you helping her solve some of those problems? So not only does she know you, she likes you, she trusts you, so that when you do offer something, it's an easy conversion. She's a warm, if not hot lead by that point. She's really comfortable with who you are. She's really comfortable with what you offer. She feels like you understand her. You are anticipating her needs. You're talking to her. When you start to put your hand up and say, hey, did you know I also offer X, Y, and Z? She's jumping or she's chafing at the bit to get to you, to get at you, to buy from you, whatever it might be. So I want you just to pull out that blank piece of paper this week. It's got to be A3, it's got to be this big. And I want you just to map out who she is and what you're doing to build know, like, and trust in your business. And if there are gaps, and I'm sure there will be because there are always gaps for all of us, put your hand up and ask for help. Like, I'm an excellent gap filler. If you don't know what the right environment is, or you don't know the best time of the day, or whatever it might be, if you need help, you just have to ask. I love helping. And that's what I do with my clients all the time. And that marketing plan that brings each of those elements together is what I do. Like, that's my jam. That's the easy part of the puzzle for me, is pulling all those pieces together and saying, okay, now that we know who she is and where she's hanging out and what she needs, this is how we're going to do it. And you do that through social media and through workshops and through events and networking and your email marketing funnels and your content plan, and all those pieces of the puzzle come together so that you're building the know, like, and trust. Who's following me? Am I making sense? I feel like I am. If I'm not, comment below. Give me the feedback. And there's probably some of you that are sitting there kind of going, yeah, got it, heard it all before. and my marketing plans are so important. They are, and they don't have to, your marketing plan doesn't have to be this 75,000 page old school boring document that no one, like, you kind of set and forget. It can be a working document that you're forever referring to or forever working on. Not forever working on because it's this laborious process that never goes away, but it's a work in progress, and you're setting something up, you're putting it out there, you're learning from it, and then you're tweaking and refining as you go. And the marketing plans that I put in place with my clients are actually in an Excel spreadsheet, and it's a really ugly Excel spreadsheet, but it's a working file. And that's exactly why I do it that way, is so that it's a working file that you're popping into and that you're consistently updating and bringing to life. So have a think about what you're doing to know her, Have a think about what you're doing so that she knows you, so that you're getting in front of her eyeballs. She's getting aware of your business. Your business name is popping up in those moments at the right time. And then what are you doing to build or to build that connection or that relationship with her? How does she know anything about you? How does she understand what you're all about? Whether you're a service provider like me or whether you're selling a product, what is it all about? And that's not a really, really salesy push. That's like this video is. I'm just putting myself out there. I'm giving you an insight into how some of my thinking works, and you might be running a mile, and that's okay, because we're not all for everybody, and that's okay as well. She's not always going to fall madly in love with you, but you would prefer to push her through that process so she goes, no, it's not right, before you get too far down the track. And then the trust part, that's the tricky part. But if you've got a really good understanding of who she is, it's far easier for you to build a connection and to build trust with her. I have a busy week. It's not bananas though, bananas. It's not bananas. And I would love to hear from you guys. So if there's anything I can help you with to fill in any of those gaps, or to help you with a template or whatever it might be, drop me a note below, send me an email, whatever you need to do. Just ask for help, because this stuff is the basic foundational work. And once you've got this nailed, you'll be amazed at how quickly you accelerate or how quickly you propel your business forward. So reach out. Nothing wrong with asking for help, nothing wrong with asking the question. This is the stuff that I'm madly, truly, deeply in love with and love talking to anybody and everybody about. So if it's not your thing, that's totally fine. We all have different things. We've all got different superpowers. So reach out and ask the question, because I would love to help. I hope you have an awesome week. Mine can only get better after the ridiculous evening that I had. I had a really cool motivational boom Facebook Live plan for you this morning that I'm going to put on ice for next week when I'm feeling a bit more boom myself. But I hope you have an awesome week, and yeah, here to help. Just shout. See you guys.